Come back, Deathgazer. I miss you. Yeah.
I miss that Phaser too. It's very nice.
Alright.
He's been collecting loads of Pokemon cards recently.
I mean, he's always on the ground. He's always on the latest.
He's on A grind, yeah. Alright. I am very interested to see how this go. Abbearv looked so comfortable versus Wobble.
Yeah. So in terms of sets, Kingu didn't mind what I said because they played a lot, and Kingu actually lost most sets apart from 3. They're in set count. They're wait, what? The set counts don't make sense. There's 2 to 4 apparently, but I see more than 4 sets anyway, than 6 sets. So yeah. 2 sets to Kingu, 4 to Abbearv. So again, Abbearv proving that he's really good against Puff from his playstyle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I think like a big difference I'm expecting to see from this set as opposed to the Wobble set is that Kingu has already shown that he's very willing to kind of call out certain movements and options. Whereas it felt like Wobble was playing it kind of too by the book or trying to play too restrained. So I don't see Bear getting as much as he was able to before.
Kingu is definitely someone that that is willing to change it up. If it doesn't work, he'll find new ways. He will try other things. He's not someone that will like get stuck on something, which I think is really good. I mean,
I know it's tough, but I actually really like that recovery to use the second side B high. Just calling out that Marth, Abbearv wasn't going to chase him outwards and giving himself that more height to get around. Oh.
Yeah. Kingu realizing that like he didn't quite have the jump for the. That was also a really good DI from Abbearv, so didn't want to commit to it, even though that would have been big. I'm sure all the Kingu fans are going off right now. I know Kingu has a lot of fans.
There's a lot of fans.
He's a very polarizing person, but so he's got a lot of haters and he's got a lot of fans.
Well, I mean, Sechi's retired, so we needed a new one.
True.
Kingu has stepped up to take that place.
Yeah.
Great
to be out of shield. I love that.
Yeah, like Abbearv is super confident in the Puff matchup.
Yeah. It doesn't seem old.
What a great catch.
That's insane.
Was unfortunate for Kingu, obviously, but really good response from Abbearv.
Kingu forward smashing 4 times in a row.
Works.
Kingu likes to play the mental game like that sometimes.
Yeah. It does feel like Abbearv likes to be in the air. Abbearv likes to be in the air. So I'm not surprised we're seeing all these
Ooh. Great try, honestly.
Yeah, that was a really good like DI and fast fall to ledge. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that dash attack would have clipped him.
Yes. All right, it's gonna be 1-0 for Abbearv as probably expected from the recent sets, and also how hot Abbearv is feeling at this tournament. It seems. I don't know what's his routine, but I'm sure everyone wants to know.
People want to know.
People want to know.
I think I'm not counting Kingu out. I'm thinking there was a lot of things that I liked from what Kingu was doing. He didn't get very many of his like explosive combo starters, so I feel like he has room to make a strong comeback.
Yeah, I don't think you count Kingu out first game in any set. I think Kingu is someone that just gets better as the set goes on.
For sure.
He's that type of player.
Yeah, but I guess that game was missing a lot of important Puff things.
Yeah, well, it's like, even though they've played together, it's always like kind of scary to try to go for more like committal options on the first game. Like I kind of want to feel out how he's playing today. And now maybe he can try to be a bit more read heavy, and try to call a bit more call out heavy just in general.
Yeah.
Right now it's working pretty well. Of course it's Dreamland, so it's gonna be way harder for Abbearv.
Getting a good feel for how Abbearv wants to use his aerials. Like I've noticed him doing like some good like jumping in baits and then just shielding. Yeah, Abbearv swings.
Yeah,
which I like.
As he should in that matchup, to be honest.
Yeah, but if he's getting called out for it, there's got to be a point where you're.
True. All right, and I think now he's kind of
Yep.
stopped.
Yeah, he definitely
And
stopped swinging as much there. Just that little moment, I think he just acknowledged that he's been called
yeah,
out.
oh, he's got an earpiece on the stream. Who knows?
Maybe.
Coaching. Let's go. Mid-set
Can't
coaching.
help it.
Mid-game coaching.
Mid-game coaching. Active coaching.
All right. Kingu living to 110. He wants to live to like 150 and more because he can get so much off of it.
Yeah.
Ooh, great
Oh,
catch
good
with the
catch.
up air.
Yeah, I'm surprised that killed.
Yeah, and like those up airs are like quite committal. Like if
Yeah.
you miss it, Puff can actually get such an advantageous state that like coming down is really annoying. And
I
could be
feel
very
like
scary.
no, that won't kill. Surely not.
No. Ooh, no forward smash though.
There's so much pressure in those situations. Like you have to wait so long for your opportunity.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's like the hardest part of melee, where like it's not what you have to do isn't necessarily hard, or there isn't loads of mix-ups. You just have to wait for it, and
You have
then you
to-
get antsy.
You have to wait for it, and also the timings on melee are so strict. Like
Yeah,
frame data on melee is like, oh, you got like 5 frames to do this, and it's like okay, but like there's so many variables in melee because it's a platform fighter, and it's not always the same. Like it's very hard to be always in the same place at the right time. And right now,
Yeah.
Abbearv is
Yeah.
kind of making a comeback.
yeah. Which very impressive on Dreamland.
Yeah. I mean, we saw how good he is on Dreamland, and I think it works well with his style. I
Gotta
mean,
say.
he's not an approach-heavy player as he should with his character, because he knows how strong he can be from like one hit.
He's really
so he
yeah.
doesn't give it away.
It doesn't feel as much that he won't approach as much as he is really good at holding space. So if he
Yes.
has to, if it's advantageous for him to sort of hang on to where he is, he's not gonna drop it. He's gonna do some really nicely spaced aerials. Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Jump.
it's the difference between being passive and being defensive. Being passive is not going to net you anything, but being
Yes.
defensive, you're ready to react to anything. And you're ready.
I think when people hear like the term defensive, what they hear is lame in their head. Whereas like good defense is acknowledging where your advantages are and holding on to them.
Yes, exactly. Right now, Abbearv is doing wonders of that. I love the side Bs to try to catch him. I mean, jab is kind of slow, so like Marth's side B is kind of like his jab. Jab kind of used for different things. And since Puff is going to be in the air a lot, it's going to be really good to use. Great ollie B.
These edge guards from Kingu are lacking.
Yeah. Right now.
I think that's actually something we've seen with Hungrybox as well. Hungrybox trying to edge guard Marth. That's just like a kind of reoccurring thing that Hungrybox, compared to like his quality in all those other areas, like his Marth edge guards are just not quite there. So maybe
Which
it's
is
just
weird
way
because-
harder than it seems.
It's way harder than it seems, but it's kind of weird because Marth is kind of like a flowcharty character to edge guard. But I guess with Puff,
Yeah.
there's like, or maybe they're like too used. They're like, oh, I'll just wing it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't winging it in a match isn't the same as in friendlies or whatever. So you're like, the masters are gonna be much more aware.
Yeah, it might just be that a lot of players just assume like, oh, I'm Puff, I can edge guard this character. I don't need to specifically grind out how I will go about it. But like, it's so quick, the up B, that I think it's just kind of hard to contest with certain characters.
Also, one big thing that we've seen Abbearv so good at doing is just not grabbing Puff when she's crouching, which is like we haven't seen any rest from grabs,
Yes.
which is something that will happen a lot in with different players. I would assume this is something that's very annoying as Marth, is how like if you don't jump cancel, you can get the grab depending on what you're doing. But if you're just like running in grab it, you're not going to be able to grab Puff if she's crouching.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was where, like that, he started towards the end of that very last stock doing the edge guards where you let go of ledge, double jump, and then forward air as you're drifting back, and it just covers a lot more. Whereas previously, I think Marth was getting back because he wasn't doing that refresh.
All right, and now we're going on FD. which makes sense. You know, no platforms. Puff is gonna have such a hard time coming down. Ooh,
Oh.
yeah, we're starting to see the
Oh.
whiffs on the grab, and that's when Kingu is gonna start, you know,
We've only
looking at
seen
for
one
those.
rest this game, and it was to cover an
Yeah,
recovery.
very crucial situations, but yeah, only one.
Yeah, it was crucial, but it was almost like I think a back air also would have done the job in that situation. I mean, what? There's no reason not to. I'm not saying he shouldn't have rested. Just that,
Yeah,
unlike one of those rests where you get them at 30 and then that's the game.
yeah, yeah. You know,
Oh, the walk.
everyone's so good at Amstetex, you can't risk it nowadays.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, and that's where like above, I would expect to see a lot of like up tilt skilling, and there's gonna be a lot of like shocking mix-ups. It was like he's gonna jump once and then either go back on the stage or like go back down or like try to push his luck with an up air to try to.
Apparently there's some difficulty with you guys saying, so we'll keep trying to
Yeah, we'll
give you
do
an idea
a
of what's going
radio
on. We'll give you
commentary.
update your stocks every now and then.
Yeah.
We're seeing a bear 4 stocks, 100% with Kingu, just closing that out to make them 3 stocks apiece.
Classic radio melee.
Radio melee. As you're driving into work, you can stick the melee on.
Yeah, the game is old enough to there was no TV at the time, of course. 2000, nothing.
Yeah, we used to
Just
play
have
on the radio.
We used to play only to sounds. That's why the top players at your locals, they always put the sound so loud on the
Yeah,
CRTs.
they demand their own headphones.
True. All right, so right now, a very even situation. Now, Abbearv has an opportunity for a pivot forward smash out of the
Yeah.
grab. And he knows those. He knows every DI. He knows every opportunity. He knows when to regrab.
We were saying this like when we were saying this in the wobble match or like just before it, that like one of the big difference makers is how consistently Marth can find those earlier kills by utilizing the pivot F smash.
Yeah. And now 0%, 0%. Very even game.
Yeah.
We got a very even game for you tonight. With Puff in the corner. The Eagles are leading with 50% to 19.
I thought you were doing an English accent, and then you said an American.
I started, and then I
You're throwing me off.
I'm mixing you up. Sorry.
You really are.
Oh my god, how did they get the grab? Probably got up.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a dash grab, wasn't it? When like,
Yeah.
if you dash grab, you can get it, but if you standing grab, you can't. Some weird gimmick.
It's dash grab without jump cancel, I think.
Yes.
Good try on the side B,
Still
but
very even.
yeah, and that's gonna be really annoying because 108%, those throws are gonna be so hard to mix up to actually get the forward smash. A one stock lead is so good right now for Kingu.
Yeah, Kingu has a lot of percent, but he's in a position where he can just hold back, just chip away at Marth. He doesn't need to get the kill. He just needs to. Anytime he can just get some 3%, that's what he's looking for.
Yeah, and like people usually say, oh, but like Moss can get you to the corner and there's no more stage. But like for Puff, there's still stage. It's just there's no ground stage, but there's still a stage.
Oh yeah.
There's still a void to jump above.
Okay, and we'll see how much that extra credit worked out for Kingu here. Kingu having Marth at 80% himself. He's just taken 50. So we'll see if he can close it out, or maybe some pivot F smashes will come in.
Classic, empty hop grab. Right now it's looking rough for Abbearv, especially with that side B that was a bit weird, but actually great. That's the first time we see a conversion from the down air from Kingu. First time is the charm apparently, because he's gonna take that third game to bring it to 2-1.
Bam.
All right. Kingu having to work for it, but Abbearv not
pulling
as
ahead
strong as he was against, as we expected against Wobble.
And
it
does feel like the difference in Kingu's playstyle, that like not letting himself get red, much like Wobble was. I haven't seen a bear going for these like empty hop up B tricks that he had versus Wobble that were like, really hard callouts for how he wanted to move. She doesn't have that same understanding of what Kingu wants to do.
I think he unfortunately just missed the pivot on that grab. Very unfortunate. That could have been actually a really tough spot for him if Kingu would have reacted. But right now they're very much respecting each other. And yeah, I mean, like the way Kingu plays, it's just he's everlasting, like chaining it up, and Abbearv knows that he cannot commit too much, and that's what makes the matchup hard right now for him.
That was a very good stock. Abbearv so easily could have got like flustered in that situation, and like he saw Kingu just crashing in front of him, and then he just like made the right call to ensure that he can convert it into a pivot smash. Really nice.
And Abbearv is so good at grabbing the crouching puff. Like usually, like you know, the rule is like once if they do it once and like they miss on the grab, like you can start to look at it. Twice, I mean, it can still be a coincidence, but you know, 3 times that means you can start to go for rests on the crouch, on the grab on the crouch. But you know, Abbearv hasn't been giving him that, so
yeah,
it's a lot of not a lot of rests and just a lot of classic spacing. Very hard, like very mentally hard matchup to play. Ooh, could have been a shocking attempt. Yeah. Oh my god, that's 2 times now that he's done it.
Just let it rip.
If it works, it works. You know, that soul do be huge.
Yeah, I mean sometimes you got it. The risk reward sometimes just works out.
Nice, great crouching install on the dash.
That was, yep. Abbearv was not ready for that, DIing it straight up. Yeah. Getting the star KO so he doesn't get a single punish on Kingu.
Good back air. I mean, you know,
there it is. So many of these side Ds were used, but his double jump's gone. Yeah. That was the kind of swing that I'm used to seeing Puff gets in any matchup. But almost especially with Marth, like that back air wall is so effective just because Marth's just the right weight. He doesn't go too far away, but he also, you know, he doesn't just flop downwards.